When you finally get to the point where you can tolerate your own silence, you are free, you are full, and you are just as magnificent as you have always been. When you are in a state of self-awareness, you can recognize it by just sitting still and allowing your thoughts to pass without interference. It is essential to differentiate between the state of being high and the role of the observer. Since identification with thoughts is the root cause of the confusion that leads to an individual's pain. Our essential nature is represented by the I that is always with us throughout our lives. We are the very essence of truth, and we always have been. Become conscious of the fact that we already are that which we are in the process of looking for, and that the truth is present inside us as a one, undivided reality. By understanding this, you will be able to locate that location and experience the totality, delight, and fulfillment of it. There is a place deep within each of us that serves as the origin of all of our tranquility. Therein is the dwelling place of the eternal and the timeless. We are able to reconnect with our authentic selves when we let go of our past and our plans for the future. Think about what it means when you say the words, "I exist." Almost no one ever gives serious consideration to the simple fact that they are alive. People just go about their lives without giving it much thought. There is no requirement to search for things in the wider world. You already possess all you require right within yourself. You do not need to do anything further. Once Shakyamuni said, "Only in inner silence can the source of consciousness be realized." Therefore, examine the entire body and let the energy flow freely, while concentrating on the thought-free time that occurs naturally during the process of the body's metabolic cycling. And permit the period of silence to continue, then simply delight in the feeling of being free of mind. The longer you remain in that state free of ideas, the deeper you will go. The more you can maintain a calm presence while still being fully alert, awake and attentive, the more peace you will experience not only in your body, but also in your thoughts and feelings. Gradually, this condition of present unburdened by thought will come to serve as the primary orientation of your consciousness. Your natural state, and you might have noticed that the energy is calm energy, yet very powerful energy builds up. The longer you sit in this inner stillness, the more you will understand. Moreover, over time, the more advanced centers of consciousness will gradually become aroused and active. Moreover, a variety of sensations such as floating, bodilessness, and weightlessness could be experienced. Take pleasure in whatever comes up, but do so without becoming attached to it, thinking about it, or attempting to make it last longer. Continue to look more deeply within yourself to find the origin of your sense of I, the origin of one's unconscious experience of oneself. And if thoughts arise, you shouldn't try to suppress them, but you also shouldn't let yourself get distracted or caught up in them. Whereas the notion will appear before disappearing once more. And all that is required of you is to direct everyone's attention to the blissful hush that prevails, having the awareness that the ideas are merely an unconscious pattern of behavior and that they have nothing to do with you. It will also become abundantly evident that neither the mind nor the body constitute the self, which is a state of pure awareness, and does not have any local routes. There is no correlation between the self and either the personality or the physical reality. Moreover, if you delve deeply into your consciousness, you will find that it is limitless and unbounded. And the more you remain in the silence, the more vast the sphere of consciousness becomes in your experience. Therefore, the greater access to universal information, power, and love there is, the better. Because when it is in its quiet state, consciousness brings together the heart, the mind, the soul, and the spirit. And the self that is silent is without fear and without desire, and it is able to sense its essence as purity and as light. There is a beautiful release from captivity, freedom from training and belief, and freedom from any sense of personal identification. To that indescribably lovely center of the self that is independent of both the world of thought and the world of time and place. And understand that the self, the true self, the highest level of one's selfhood, is completely independent and sovereign. And that while in this condition of a non-cognitive presence, you have the ability to choose whether or not to revert back to the delusional beliefs of the false self. You can choose to remain free. You can choose whether or not to choose to remain free. and all of its tribulations, but to maintain one's independence while basking in the natural bliss of the genuine. When your body and mind return to their regular routines, you will still be the same person who you are at your core. You are able to avoid being affected by the progression of time and events, and to remain unperturbed by anything that occurs within the stream of consciousness, which is the world.